Let me show you why this is such a big deal. In this photo taken at Disney, I'm quite happy with the overall photo, except for the bottom right corner. A bunch of trees and lights have ruined my photo. Let's first try out Content Aware Fill. I'm going to grab my standard lasso tool and draw a selection around the cluster I don't want. Once the selection is made, Shift Delete or Shift Backspace to bring up the Fill dialog box. Here we want to make sure to choose Content Aware from the drop-down. When we press OK, Photoshop will start to analyze the information around the selection and do its best to create an acceptable result. While it works well most of the time, in this case, because our selection is so close to the castle, our result isn't exactly what we were expecting. Sure, we can go the extra mile, create a smaller selection, and try again, but there should be an easier way. Now there is. With Content Aware now available as part of the Patch tool, certain edits will be that much easier. Going back to when we made our initial selection, on our tools bar on the left, let's find our Patch tool. It may be hiding with the other healing tools. Hold your mouse button down to reveal the other tools. With that done, at the top on your options bar, make sure you choose the Content Aware option. Now, instead of Photoshop deciding what will be sampled, we get to boss Photoshop around for a little bit. I can simply drag my selection to the area I want Photoshop to sample, and once it's complete, you'll notice that the results are near perfect. Another change you may have noticed is the adaptation setting on the options bar. This essentially tells Photoshop how much freedom it has when replacing your selection. Let's hop over to this picture of a crazy-eyed lemur to show you how this works. On the left side of this image, there's a stray tail which is distracting my eye from the lemur. Creating a very basic selection around the tail, let's take a look at the different adaptation options, starting with Very Strict. You'll notice that when I release my mouse over top of these leaves, Photoshop will replace my selection with almost exactly what was chosen, with very little concern for the surrounding area. Now let's look at the extreme opposite. Choosing the Very Loose option will give Photoshop much more breathing room when it attempts to fill the selection. This time you'll notice that it uses the same leaves, but it also uses much more from the surrounding area, which can result in a much better blend. I found that the medium setting usually works quite well, but in certain situations, the other settings may provide better results.